You know what they say about a photographer with big files. I actually don't know what they say about a photographer with big files. But today, I'm going to show you 3 ways that I take my large Photoshop files and make them smaller so Photoshop runs faster. I'm Jason Olsred, a creative portrait photographer, and one of the biggest problems that I have when I'm creating my big epic creative portraits is that my file sizes get really big, which makes Photoshop slow down. And nobody wants to wait around for Photoshop, right? If you're not one of the sickos that like hanging around and waiting for Photoshop, then stick around because today I'm going to show you 3 ways that I shrink down my Photoshop files so Photoshop runs faster. First though, I want to thank you for tuning into this video. If you like it, go ahead and hit that like button, the thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel. And if you want to dig deeper into photography and the creative portraits like the ones I create, then head on over to patreon.com, The Creative Portrait, and join me over there for a lot of really in-depth, cool videos. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into Photoshop. Alrighty, so here we are in Photoshop, and the first way that I want to show you how to shrink your file size is by the crop. All right, so this is an image that I'm working on for a family portrait. It's barely started. I've just done a little bit on the scene here. We've got a lot of characters and a lot of things that are going to go into this. But with this scene, I can show you the power of the crop in reducing your file size. So to get started, right here, we have a 3.16 gigabyte file size. And if you don't see your file size down here at the left, simply click this little arrow and it'll give you your document sizes. All right. So 3.16. Now the key to cropping your image is that you want to make sure that you convert all the parts of your image that you want cropped from a smart object to a rasterized object. All right. And what I mean by that is if we come down here to our sky, we see our sky layer here, and if I click off of that, you can see that that's the sky indeed. And so right down here in the right corner of the thumbnail, we see the smart object icon. So I'm going to go ahead, before I do that though, I want to show you the crop here. So let's go ahead and hit C on our keyboard, hit return, and you're going to see all these pixels that are sitting outside our frame. So with all these pixels, every time you zoom in, zoom out, do a brush stroke, anything that you're doing, Photoshop has to register all those pixels. And those are probably pixels you don't really need or want anymore. So if we can get rid of them, then we don't have to worry about Photoshop wasting a lot of time doing, recognizing those pixels when it's not necessary. So I'm going to go ahead and hit get out of that crop. I'm going to come down here. We see that our sky layer is a smart object layer. So I'm going to right click it and rasterize it. And I'm going to come up here to my scene, and I've got 3 layers, sharp, blurry, and really blurry. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rasterize one of those layers here. All right, so I've rasterized the blurry layer. The sharp layer is already rasterized. So we only have one layer now that's sitting outside of the crop that is a smart object, and that's our really blurry layer, as you can see right here. So I'm going to go ahead and crop this. We can see all the pixels that are sitting out there. I'm going to hit return, tell Photoshop, I am ready. Let's get rid of all this. And so as Photoshop does all that information, crops it out, trashes it, gets rid of it. Right now we are sitting here with an image that has one smart object layer. So if I hit my crop tool again, and then return, we can see that sitting outside of that crop, we see our really blurry scene that is still a smart object. So I'm going to go ahead and escape that, and we can go back over here, and we're going to go ahead and rasterize that. All right, so now that we have all our layers that are sitting outside the frame rasterized, let's go ahead and crop all of this out. And Photoshop will do its magic, getting rid of it. So I'm going to hit C again. And then this is what we see. Everything has been cropped away from the outside. So we've gotten rid of a lot of information. And I know that because I can come down here to our file size and it's gone down to 2.50. So that's pretty significant, from 3.16 to 2.50. And that'll definitely speed up Photoshop as we continue into this portrait and add more and more file size to it. We're going to constantly be cropping it and making sure that everything that is existing outside that frame we can get rid of if we don't want it any longer. That will speed up Photoshop and that will reduce your file size. All right, so now that we've used the power of the crop to get rid of all these pixels outside our frame that we don't want Photoshop to really take into account and to speed it up, we can start digging into the individual layers and seeing what we can do there, which we can do a lot if you have smart object layers. So when you have a smart object layer, which you can see right here with the little icon to the right of the thumbnail, bottom right of the thumbnail, that's a smart object layer. Now, why is this a big deal? That is because generally when I'm doing a portrait like this, I will do a lot of editing on my character in its own file image. And so it's a large image. And so when I convert it to a smart object, pull it into Photoshop, into the scene, and then shrink it down, what Photoshop is doing is it's maintaining all those pixels from the original. And so it's shrunk down very, very small. And the reason I do that is because if I ever want to bring it back up a little bit, I've got the pixels there. But once I set my character in place, like I have here with, let's say, Howard here, it's set and I no longer need all those pixels from the big image. So if I simply convert this from a smart object to a rasterized object, Photoshop will throw out all those extraneous pixels that are no longer needed, therefore shrinking down your file size. And all you really have to do that is go over here to your file, the layer here that has a smart object, right click on it and click rasterize. And then if you do that through multiple layers as you go through your portrait, once you get them set, once you get them right where you want them, then you will shrink down that file size. All right, so for our final way of shrinking down our file size and making Photoshop run faster is to flatten the layers. Now, I always keep this process towards the very, very end of my portrait making process, and that's because it's very destructive. Once you flatten layers, you've pretty much gotten rid of all that information, and if you ever want to go back and change anything, you really can't easily. All right, so I would save this part of the this file shrinking process to the last part of your composite making or portrait making process. All right, so basically what I'm going to do is come in here, Alan here, and here. All right, so in Alan here, which is the guy that is holding the torch, we have Alan right here. This is our main layer. And then on top of Alan, we have all these other layers that are designed to create shaping and shading and give him character and that depth and that kind of thing. You can see a highlight area here from the fire that's hitting his body. So you take that off and you get rid of that. You can see the difference there. So anyway, that's a lot of different layers there on Alan that if we just merged all those together, we could easily start shrinking our file size after we do just a few characters. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and come up here, just highlight all those different layers there. Now I would do this again at the end. This is once I know Alan is set. I like Alan. That's just exactly where I want him. I'm not going to do anything else. And then I'm going to Command or Control E to merge all those layers down to one. All right, so that's Alan there with all that information flattened down to one layer. All right, so that's a great way of reducing file size when you're getting to the latter parts of your compositing process or your portrait process. This is a great way that you can start reducing file size once you've done the crop, once you've done the conversion from smart object to rasterized object. If you're still dealing with a large file that's slowing down Photoshop, you can start merging these layers and flattening them to speed it up just a little bit. All right. All right, so there you go, my 3 ways of shrinking down my files so Photoshop runs faster. Now, if you know any other ways to shrink down your Photoshop files, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. I'd love to learn some new ways of shrinking down the file. All right, so thank you so much again for tuning in to my video. I know you have tons of options out there to tune into. I appreciate you tuning into this video. Hit the thumbs up if you like it. Go ahead and subscribe if you want more, I don't know, kind of useful tutorials and information on photography and creative portraits. And then head on over to my Patreon page at patreon.com/thecreativeportrait if you want to dig down deeper into photography, understanding photography, and how to create these creative type portraits. All right, so I'll see you on the next episode of The Creative Portrait.